decent facility that we were here last year and hasn't changed a bit and really hasn't needed it much. So a really enjoyable place to stay, comfortable parking, comfortable facilities, and we're ready. The boys had a couple hour downtime where they were able to relax and let themselves calm down a little from their tie matchup against a Rockford.
It was Rockford Hockey Club. I don't think we ever saw the nickname of those guys.
Yeah. Against the Rockford team, so it was a 1-1 tie against Rockford that put us in third or fourth. I think we're in fourth right now based on a goal differential. So 1-1. There's a 6-team bracket that we're playing in here, and Kalamazoo seems to be the top of it. And there's a lot of hockey left to play, so it's too early to tell what's going to happen.
Now, while we have this opportunity, as the guys are just now coming out onto the ice, although now they're being waved back by the officials because the Zamboni doors are still open. We've been talking a lot about sponsorships of OHC's Bantam Red travel team. I want to tell you a little bit more about it. Sponsorship helps sort of reduce the burden on the families. It's supporting OHC, obviously, and helping to grow the sport of hockey in the Omaha community. OHC is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so your contribution is tax deductible and goes directly toward team fees. You'll get integrated brand exposure here on our broadcast with a logo. We'll mention your business. That will be through all of our live broadcasts as well on the archive broadcasts that appear on YouTube. Season-long visibility, we're talking about a schedule of about 50 games. And those highlights, well, they get sent around to grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles as well as moms and dads. So a great way to have your business be seen in the youth hockey community. There are 3 packages that you can purchase as a sponsorship. And we encourage you to reach out to Jody Heater or Jesse Knorr and get on board with OHC's Bantam Red travel team this year. Hope to have you along on our broadcast.
You'll be seeing a rotating logo in the bottom right corner of your broadcast. We've got our first sponsor for today's game, the first sponsorship deal. Charlotte, do you want to talk about who our first sponsorship deal is?
Cottonwood Salon is our sponsorship today, and you can get your order on there, and you can get them done by very nice people. And I have to say for myself, they're very kind and very awesome.
Cottonwood Salon Suite. All right, thank you very much for Cottonwood Salon for sponsoring today's broadcast. And if you want to get the mention here, similar to Cottonwood Salon, please reach out to us, and can't give you enough thanks for how much we appreciate your support. The boys are getting their warm-ups in. We're about halfway through this 3-minute warm-up skate. 13-minute periods here for this tournament in Mad City. 2-minute penalties. We see varying rules from tournament to tournament. What kind of difference does that make, Dave?
Well, obviously you've got another minute with which to score goals and time that you also have to defend. I think the power play time is even more significant when you talk about having to defend a penalty for another 30 seconds. With these boys, you know, if they get trapped out there, the legs get a little heavy, and sometimes that becomes a real advantage for the attacking team. You never know. But it certainly does change it from what we saw last week at the tournament down in Lincoln. And so far, our guys have had, unfortunately, a lot of practice killing penalties. They were the more penalized team in that first game against Rockford. And we'll see how things go against this Geneva Cyclones team, another team from Illinois.
Omaha in their dark. You said it, Dave. 30 seconds can seem like an eternity when you're down shorthanded, a man or 2 men even. And sometimes seconds on the clock is just creeping by when you're trying to kill those those short-handed opportunities and situations that you're in. Mavericks playing in their darks again. We've seen a lot of this new dark away jersey this year so far. Last game was the first time we've seen our whites. Otherwise, we've been in our darks the whole rest of the time. So real easy to tell. Geneva Cyclones in their light colors here today from your broadcast. They're going to start off going left to right. The Geneva Cyclones. Mavs gathering on their bench for a good pep talk from coach. And hopefully a loud war cry to get these boys fired up and blood boiling. Looking to see Rosie Caniglia between the pipes for the starting goalie of the second game. Beast had a hell of a game his first tryout. So only one goal got past him. Not a tremendous amount of shots, but well played and well tracked. I love how the Beast stares at that puck all the way until the puck hits his pads or hits his glove.
Well, we'll start with Jack Davis out between Vinny here and Braden Sturba, and on the points it'll be George Nandor and Will Fleming, newly minted alternate captain for this team. He and Paxton Schneider wearing the A's, and of course Bear wearing the C this year.
I don't know why I asked, sorry. Sturbs, thanks Dave. Fresh 13 goes on the clock. Period 1 of game 2. Referee drops the puck and a nice clean Maverick face-off win. Nandor tries to pass it up. Sturbas jugbles it a little bit, puts it to the middle. Vinny Heater gets his shot deflected to behind the net. Cyclones ringing around behind. Nandor with the pinch. A little bit slow play here. Sturba the turnover backhand, and that one gets stick to the side by the tendy. Pop back out to Nandy. A knuckling, bouncing puck towards the net. Cyclones push him away. Puck behind. Goalie's going to reach out of his crease and fall on that one. Both teams needing to get their feet moving, but Mavs start out by keeping the puck in the offensive zone for the first 29 seconds of the first period. Fresh legs come out for both teams. This looks like Paxton Schneider, Roman Snowbreaker, T-squared on offense. Face off back to the boss. Boss and Ike on defense. Nice job for the drop, a shot! Nice drop behind by Stoney, and Schneider tried to get the shot on goal. That one got deflected wide. T-squared. Tried to feed the middle. That one come all the way out to neutral zone, and here comes Cyclones seeing Omaha territory for the first time this game. Pinched on the short wall. Pop fly into the netting, and that's going to stop the play with 12:11 left in the first period. 0-0, no score. Likely going to give us a neutral zone face-off here with the same legs remaining on the ice. Quick puck drop, clean back to Mavs, cross ice from Boss. T-square with a poke check that goes deep into Cyclone territory. T-square with the chase, stirs it up, a little help from Stoney. Stoney back to the point, one touch, and that's intercepted by Cyclones. Cyclones 3-on-2, making their way through the neutral zone, gain offensive zone, then loose puck back behind. Ike ties up his man behind the net, puck comes dribbling out, a shot, a cover, a stab, and here comes some welcoming blows from both teams right in the crease as there's some stabs at the goalie's glove.
Usually you got the defensemen who are pushing the attacking forwards off the goaltender. It seemed like guys from Geneva were doing more pushing down there.
Likely going to be some penalties handed out. We'll see who's going. Cyclones and one for Abram Keeney. So we'll have a 4-on-4 at 11:40 left in the first period. A little net crash and a welcome party there by both teams in the crease. Mavs trying to defend Rosie there as he was bobbling to get his glove on that to save it. So the 5-on-5, coincidental minors. So Allers out there on the face-off drop with Courtright. Allers, not a clean face-off win, but he gets it and he's skating through the neutral zone. Forced to the boards from the dot. Stick handled away. Behind the goal line, puck comes back out to Nandor. Top of the circle, fires right into the legs of Cyclones. Cyclones, a 3-on-1. Pass ahead through the neutral zone. Fleming kicks it. Poke checks it up to Taz. Taz up to Courtright, right through his feet. Courtright with the chase. Cyclones pick it up. Courtright almost with the poke check. Cyclones pop it out of the zone. Nandy circles at the red line, tries to go cross ice. Heater picks it up. Heater breaks into offensive territory, stumbles up. Cyclones circle behind their own net. There comes Allers to throw the shoulder. Can he create the turnover? Not quite. Cyclones pass it out, skating it out of their zone. Soft toss up to center ice. Nice stir up again by Fleming. Now here comes Nandor again. He's outnumbered by defense, crosses through the slot to the boards, tries to feed the middle. Drop pass. Nice job by Vinny Heater to poke check away. Puck comes loose back into Omaha territory. 10:24 left in the first period. Ike hits the brakes behind his goal line, changes direction to avoid a check, then tries popping it up to get it out of the zone. Referee stops it. We got a little back and forth here on the short wall. Ike goes behind the net.
Good play.
Nandor rings one out to the blue line, stalls out for a moment, comes out of the zone, loose puck. Back to Cyclone blue line. They regroup in their own territory, try to pass it ahead. Tip the pass by Omaha to stir it up. Ike cross ice to the Bear. Bear passes it up to Heater. Heater's got a skating lane. 2-on-2. 2-on-3. Vinny Heater got pushed off the puck, whiffed on his shot. Here comes Schneider to give him some hand. He's battling behind the net. Puck comes loose out in the slot. Cyclones pick it up, skated out of their zone. At the red line, T-squared comes off the bench with some momentum. Gets the puck in the zone momentarily. Schneider pickpocket from the wall, from the corner, out to Ike, top of the circle, fires just wide. T-squared picks it up at the dot, right into some legs, bounces back out to the neutral zone. Bear circles at center ice, lets his boys clear, and then dumps it back in. Cyclones pop it out of their zone. Bear will have a second chance. Cross ice to T-squared. T-squared gains offense. Fires one through the slot. That one goes to the opposite boards. Bear picks it up at the blue line, returns it back in deep. T-squares hustles to get there first. Sauce pass to the middle, bounces over everybody's skate. Bear picks it up. Circle, shot! Where's the puck? It's on the goalie's shoulder. It bounces behind the net. Turned back over to T-squared. A blind backhanded pass through the slot. Bear trying to keep it in. He does. Here comes Ike. Ike centering pass hits some skates. Gets it back on his tape. Battling with defense. Keeps it in deep. Jack Davis battling another big man in the corner. Cyclones come out. Working their way up the short wall. They're going to do the desperate dump and chase, and that's an icing. 8:10 left in the first period. 0-0 the score.
Now the coaches are going to like that last stretch. Good, sustained offensive zone attack time. What they're not going to like is the odd man rushes that they've given up so far. It's not because Geneva's a super fast team. They're probably about average, about where the Junior Mavs are, but we're making some ill-advised pinches at the blue line, and that's creating some of those odd man rushes. So got to be a little bit smarter about that, but something to build on that last shift.
Definitely. Taz, Stoney, Courtright out there on offense. Puck came out of the zone as it rung around the board. That's going to be an offsides. We'll reset for a neutral zone face-off this time. Same legs on offense. Fleming and the boss on defense. Puck drop. Cyclones get the win. Bobbled through the neutral zone, turned over. Here comes Stoney. Stoney, stick handling, loses control. Taz ties it up at the blue line, comes out. Now Cyclones skating through the neutral zone. They dump and chase. Rings around the boards hard. Cyclones push it off the wall. Nice feed. Courtright couldn't keep control of it, but it came out into neutral zone. That one got flung into Maverick territory, but just offsides. That'll stop the play now with 7:31 left in the first period. Again, our first sponsor of the season, Cottonwood Salon Suite. Please let us know if you're interested in more sponsor opportunities, but we thank Cottonwood Salon Suites for their support of the Omaha Junior Mavericks. Face off. towards the Cyclone territory for a moment, but then back and forth in the neutral zone. Tied up on the Mavs blue line. Some bullying there back and forth. Vinny trying to push it ahead. There's a foot race into Cyclone territory. Cyclones get there first, but a second man, Allers, tying it up with his feet to keep the momentum deep into the zone. Cyclones tying it up, and now Cyclones skating it out of their own territory. Some slow pace through the neutral zone, gain offensive territory, plenty of Mavericks back, a shot towards the net gets destroyed by the Maverick defense. Vinny finds himself trying to poke it ahead and chase it again. Keeney intercepts one that was coming towards his territory, zigzags the ice, loses control. Cyclones pick it up, a turnover behind the net. That was T-squared on a quick line change. Now Keeney trying to get it to the middle, bounces back out to Sturba on the blue line. Sturba feeds it in deep. Allers can't quite get control of it. T-squared picks it up. Drop pass for Allers. Allers goes cross ice with it, comes out of the zone. Bear handles it.
Wyatt.
That's Wyatt Tremaine, I apologize, not Allers. Paxton Schneider picks it up at the red line, loses control at the blue line. Cyclones push it out. Cyclones outnumbered by Mavs defense, get into the territory. A shot right off the net guard of Rosie, and great focus and terrific save by Rosie the Tendy to stop the play at 5:55 left in the first period. No score.
Some good up and down play. The Mavericks doing a good job of really keeping the Cyclones off to the edges. Got to keep doing that in their defensive zone.
Face-off drop goes back to the blue line of Cyclones. Cyclones try to push it ahead from the blue line, easily intercepted by Nandy. Courtright pushes it out of the zone, gets tied up with some Cyclones here in the neutral zone up close. Nandy and Jack Davis. And then it's from friendly shoulder rub. Courtright comes off the wall with it, tries to soft tap up to Taz, turned over. Fleming on the red line, fires it in deep. Jack Davis, the forechecker. Cyclones feed it across to the middle. Jack fires, and that one got deflected back to the opposite corner. Jack getting his own rebound. Tries to backhand it, tangled up with players. Here comes Courtright. Slot shot off the post. Taz with a rebound, tries to backhand, gets slammed out of the crease by a big guy. Looks like he's okay. He got pushed back on his tush there as he was right in the action for a rebound opportunity that could have led to a goal. Nice try, Taz. Terrific job, Courtright.
Great shot by Jake, too. I'm not sure it either hit the post or it hit the shaft of the goaltender's stick. I think he got a piece of it and was able to steer that away from it. Jake had that corner picked.
That sucker was going top shelf. The boss and Ike out on defense. Stoney wins the face-off over to T-squared for a moment, Heater for a moment. Then it got drove in deep. Sturba in the corner battle, couldn't quite get it. Cyclones getting out of their zone, working their way through the neutral zone. Poke check by the boss. Cyclones get it in deep. Boss tries to push it hard behind his net, whips on his pass. Ike comes in to help. Heater, nice poke check. Whoa, got tripped up. Here's the penalty coming as we're looking to see a Cyclone go to the sin bin
73,
for a tripping
I believe, is
call
going to go.
there. Kind of a coincidental tripping, but nonetheless, put the stick in the spokes of Heater as he was getting a breakaway opportunity. 4:39 left in the first period. Omaha Mavericks' first power play of the game. 0-0. Let's see what we can make happen here, boys. Allers comes out with Heater. Sturba on offense. The Bear and Fleming on defense. Face-off in Cyclone territory. Puck drop. Allers wanted to cross. Heater couldn't quite get there. Cyclones fire it all the way down the length of an ice. This one twists, turns, and that one's going to get past the net and cross the goal line to stop the play at 4:29 now.
Matt, and when you've got the man advantage here, you got to get to those loose pucks first. Don't give the opposition extra time to get there and to find a lane to clear. Got to hawk those pucks.
This is where good, clean face-off wins make a big difference. Another neutral face-off win there, still tied up on the dot. Allers comes out, A lobbing back pass, backhand, goes wide of the net. Sturba picks it up, tries to do the same towards the crease. Cyclones easily pick it up and fire it out of the zone. Fleming's back to it. Circles in his own zone here. Cross-ice pass just out of reach of Sturba, and that one's going to be an icing. And come back down to Omaha territory. First 30 seconds of the power play, not tremendously effective here. Icing by both teams to really kill the first 34 seconds on this 2-minute power play. So out comes a new line. Stoney, Tremaine, Jack Davis on offense. That looks like Schneider.
Yep.
And likely that's Nandor on defense, or Keeney on defense.
Yeah,
a neutral face-off win. Here comes Stoney. Bounce pass up to Jack. He can't quite get it out. There's the high stick by Stoney. He's going to stop the play. Bring that face-off probably down back to Omaha's territory once again. So another 8 seconds tick off the power play here. Omaha trying to make some shots on goal here. Nice clean face-off win that time.
Nice
Pushes
play.
it up the boards to Jack. Jack Davis gains a lane here, a 2-on-0. Jack and Schneider. Jack loses control of the corner. Feeds it to the middle. Schneider shoots. Rebound. Goalie ends up making the save. Unbelievable net crash and scoring opportunity for the Omaha Mavericks.
Oh, Paxton Schneider right where he needed to be, and the first attempt popped up, and that gave the goalie enough time to recover and glove it.
Face-off win back to Cyclones. They ring it behind their own net. Schneider's on his horse trying to win a battle on the short wall. Tremaine taps it in deep. Schneider there to help. Pushes it out to the middle. Here comes Keeney. It's a man run into him right as he was getting his shot off, and Cyclones are able to get it out of the zone. Back is Stoney to pick it up, circling in his own zone. Play stops. Slash on Keeney. I didn't see it.
No, it was behind the play. It was after the play had started back up ice, and I don't know, Abram
Must have been a retaliation.
got a little, probably got a little frustrated there because he got hit on his shot.
Foils the last 43 seconds of an Omaha power play. Now will be 4-on-4 for 43 seconds, and then the power play for the Cyclones. Cyclones win the face-off. Fire one at the net, a bobbling shot. Rosie lost control of it, but got enough of it to block its side of the goal. And here comes Fleming, gaining speed through the neutral zone. Beats two, fires from the top of the circle, and that goes wide. Nandor can't quite get to it. He's in a foot race back up in his own territory. Ties his man up. There's the penalty as Nandor was hooking or holding or a little too aggressive on the stick lift. They're going to call a hooking there. We saw that one coming. Mavs go down 2 men now. They went from a 2-minute power play to being shorthanded 4-on-3 now in this last 2-minute power play.
And it's not one of those things that you practice all that much, Matt. A 4-on-3 power play, when you're practicing power plays, it's 5-on-4. So lots of extra ice out there as it goes 4-on-3.
So Ike, Tremaine, Fleming out there are the 3 men for the shorthanded unit. The faceoff goes loose behind Omaha's end. Fleming picks up the loose puck, rings it off the glass. That bounces over the Cyclone stick. That one's going to come all the way down and stop right at the goal line for a 200-foot attack coming from the Cyclones. Picked
Good
up
read
by
by
Fleming. Fleming intercepts it in the neutral zone, gets the puck in deep. Now a 4-on-3.
Hold on.
Wait.
Now it's a 5-on-3.
5-on-3. There it is. Now the 5-on-3 starts for the Cyclones. Cyclones get control. They're skating through the neutral zone. Top of the circle, fires well wide of the net, rings around the short wall. A little slow pace here. Tremaine's able to pick it up easily. Starts skating through the neutral zone. He fires one that goes wide of the net and stalls out behind. The 3 men come way back. Tremaine going for a line change. Cyclones skating through neutral zone. Cross at the top of the blue line. Forced to the far side. Rosie makes a save. Can't get the rebound. And nice job to clear the zone by the Omaha Mavericks. Stoney, Ike, and now the boss come out to keep fresh legs. A stalled out pass by the Cyclones. Stoney was able to pitchfork it and kill some time on the power play. Still a 3-on-5 by the Cyclones.
Way offside.
Way offsides. They're stalling on the blue line. Cross ice. Here comes Stoney. He tries to push his man to create a turnover, and he does. Ike tries to push one off the glass to get it back out of the zone. 4-on-5. Jack Davis comes off the bench. Shot from the Cyclones goes wide, bounces all the way around. Can they save it? Yes, they do. Still in offensive zone. Tries to push one to the middle. Backhander goes deflected to the corner. Ike tries to shake and bake, gets run into. Cyclones stall out on the short wall. Here comes full-strength hockey. 52 seconds left in the first period. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Puck goes loose behind Mavericks net. Stoney fires it around back behind again. Cyclones trying to feed to the middle. Rosie with a big save. Rebound left out front. Stoney trying to make it. Or is that Tremaine? No, that's Stoney. Trying to get it out of the zone. Cyclones carry it right back in. 27 seconds left. Cyclones come off the wall. Omaha gets control. Jack Davis fires it all the way down on net. No icing. Line change on the fly for most of the Mavs. Paxton Schneider on the forecheck to create a turnover with 10 seconds left in the first.
Ooh.
Big hit from behind. Oh, Cyclones come in and truck from behind. Likely a big roughing call. You do not hit from behind like that. That was a dangerous hit there. Cyclones going to the sin bin with 7 seconds left in the first period. That'll give the Mavs a big power play. Let's see if we can fix the power play on the second attempt we get.
2 penalties on that one.
That should be a major.
I think we got unsportsmanlike conduct in addition to the roughing.
Big dangerous hit.
No, I'm sorry, not unsportsmanlike, a misconduct. Yeah.
So their big man will go, the big hitter will sit for 10 minutes, and they'll have a 2-minute penalty. So 5-on-4 for 2 minutes. Face off in Cyclone territory. We're 7 seconds left in the first period. Scoreless game. T-Squared takes a face off. Back to Fleming. Fires! That one got deflected up into the netting with 1 second left in the second period. Great use of 7 seconds. Omaha Mavericks on the power play.
Good face-off win by T-Squared. He's a winger usually, but taking the draw on a good one.
Fantastic. Puck drops, 1 second left, and there's the buzzer. 0-0 your score. Well, hard-fought game here. A little bit of a slower pace than the first game, it looks like. Both teams really not putting their feet into it as much as we saw the first game.
Now, second game of the day for both teams. You might imagine they're maybe a little bit laggy or logy or whatever you want to say, but a little bit slow to the uptake. But we'll see what kind of adjustments both coaches are able to make with their teams during this intermission, brief though it is. See if the second period looks any different.
Rosie doing a good job of staying in front of those pucks and squared up with the shooters, struggling to get a hold of the rebounds, and that's challenging because he took one off the neck guard. He's taken one to the chest. Some of those are really hard to, you just want to get your body in front of them and stop them, but you also want to control them after you've stopped them, and that's where the talent of goaltending really comes into play. So the struggle with getting it seems to just be a bouncing puck throughout the whole course of the ice, though. I'm seeing a lot of passes, and I mean, when the sauce passes and coasting passes come in, they got to settle down and be on the ice for these boys to get them on their stick to get the next pass or the shot off, and that's been a little bit of a struggle here.
Well, these guys have got to keep their feet moving, get to those loose pucks, and play through the other team. They got to keep their feet moving and play through them. Don't let yourself get held up. Keep moving and get through to open ice.
Thank you again, Cottonwood Salon, for your sponsorship here today for Game 2 of the Mad City Tournament for the Omaha Jr Mavericks. Fresh 13 goes on the clock to start period 2. 1:53 left in the power play. Clean face-off win by Allers over to Sturba. Sturba goes cross ice with it. Peter was a little bit ahead of the play. Cyclones turn it over. Short-handed, they gain the territory, but Fleming easily taps that one aside. Sturba backhanded up to Allers. Allers in a foot race with Cyclones. Allers ties up the big man for a moment. Gets the loose puck behind, stumbles out front. Heater tries to pitchfork it back behind in front of the net. That one got hit away. Sturba keeping the puck in deep. Reminder, 5-on-4 power play for the Omaha Mavericks. Heater goes in hard in the corner. Puck comes ringing around, and Bear playing a little too far up, but it is a power play. Has to hustle back to get this one in the neutral zone. Pushes it ahead to Sturba. Sturba centering feed to Heater. He got his pass intercepted. Stalled out by the referee. Pushed out by Cyclones. Fleming with a pop fly into Cyclone territory. 2 chasers by the Mavs. The Bear keeps the puck in offensive play. Allers back behind the goal line, using his hips nicely. Feed towards the middle. Allers trying to go around the horn with it, getting tangled with shooters. Shot on goal from behind the net. Allers got his shot kicked away. Cyclones outnumbered by defense, stayed into the zone. Fleming stands his man up with a clean hit and shoulder right at the top of the circle and ruined a good shooting opportunity for the Cyclones. That one gets gloved and stopped by Rosie. 11:28 left in the second. Only 22 seconds left in the penalty. So good time on attack for this penalty, but still not a ton of shots on goal. Stoney comes out. It's like Wyatt Ike and T-squared on defense. The Boss and Paxton Schneider. T-squared uses his feet to get it ahead through the neutral zone, gets tapped back behind him. Omaha loses control, comes out of the zone, and we'll get a little ping pong on the blue line of the Cyclones before Cyclones fire it all the way down for an icing. That'll stop the play again. 11 minutes and 4 seconds left in the second period. 0-0 the score, and now back to 5-on-5 even strength hockey. Courtright, Jack Davis, and Taz come out on offense. Wyatt Ike and the Boss on defense. Face-off in Cyclone territory. Cyclone face-off win. Push it back to Ike at the blue line. Ike fires it in deep. Taz picks it up in the corner. Uses a little too much time. Cyclone's able to get it out to the blue line. Stalled out by Boss. Boss shovels it back in. Cyclones go cross ice with it. From the short wall, tries to push it out to the blue line. Cyclones can't quite get it out of the zone. Good feet and stick by Ike. Finally it gets out of the zone. Taz works its way back towards the offensive territory. Cyclones feed it to the middle. They shoot from the blue line. That one goes wide. Ike picks it up behind his own net. Loses control. A shot from the short wall, and that one went wide again. Courtright on the short wall. Pucked that one out to center ice. Lost control. Now he's out there again. Pitchforking his way through the center. Courtright stick handles past one. Shot. Score! Whoa! Ivan with what I thought was a sloppy move to try and clear the zone, just kept pitchforking and poke checking the puck through the neutral zone and ended up with a breakaway opportunity here in the offensive territory. Stick handled past one and buries it to put the Mavericks up 1-0.
Matt, your boy just made the Cyclones look awful silly, but the way he dangled through them, Dr. Dangle strikes again.
10 minutes left in the second period. Mavs go into the lead. Cyclones push it into Mavs territory for a moment. Mavs return the favor, a 3-on-2. Allers, Heater, Sturba, Allers, shot. Trickles through the crease and then back to the corner. Allers is there again. Pitches it out to Fleming. Fleming stops it with his feet, keeps it in the offensive zone. Cyclones pass it ahead, now a breakaway. Here comes Nandor. Stirs it up and foils a shooting chance. Puck comes loose out to the short wall. Cyclones keep it in. Nandor feed it around the short wall. Nice tie up by Sturba. Here comes Will up to Heater. Heater with a 1-on-1. Allers catching up. Heater gets poke checked away to the corner. He gets his own. feeds it around behind. Lots of Cyclones there. Heater using his momentum to take a turnover. Allers behind, tries to feed the middle off the side of the net. Loose puck picked up by Heater behind the goal line. Pass gets foiled, can't get to Snyder. Snyder trying to play it hard. Puck comes dangling on the blue line, turned over to Allers. Allers shot right past the ear of the goaltender and wide. Cyclones kick it out of the zone as it's gaining momentum through the neutral zone. Fleming picks it up, circles in his own, tries to go cross ice, bounces off a skate, helped by Nandor. Nandor picks it up, fires it in. Mavericks go on a dump and change. Who's that in the corner on the forecheck?
Tremaine.
Nice job by Schneider to help out. Wyatt got in a little physical contact there trying to get the forecheck, and he's a little bit slow to get up, and he creates the offsides. But man, he was hustling on that forecheck, and that was a great job. Honestly, we needed a little bit of a slowdown there, and an offsides isn't a bad thing. I know I'm sure winded. 8:25 left in the second
Who
period.
needed the break, them or you?
Taz, Stoney, Courtright out there on the puck drop in neutral zone. Stoney wins it over to Courtright for a minute, but can't quite handle it in the neutral zone. Good poke check by Taz to keep the puck momentum going in deep. Courtright picks it up behind the net. He's got two attackers. It got poked away. Cyclones sauce it out of the zone. Bear picks it up at his own red line. He's got Keeney to his right. He goes off the boards up to Courtright. We're a 3-on-2. Courtright. Taz. Courtright fires well wide of the net. Taz tried to tap it towards the middle. Puck tied up behind with Taz and Courtright. Taz outnumbered. Cyclones now skating it out of their zone. Cyclones 3-on-3 as they try to gain territory. They dump it to the middle. Bears the first one. Sauces it out, forces a reset by the Cyclones. They try to go cross ice with it, and here comes Stoney on the attack. He gets shouldered hard.
Interference. He didn't have the puck.
They didn't call the interference on Stoney, but they're going to keep playing a little back and forth in the neutral zone. Cyclones gain offense. Big chest save by Rosie. Easily handled it to the corner, then gets rung around out of the zone by Taz. That one got fired all the way down and should be an icing. We stop the play at 7:11 left in the second period. 1-0, your Mavs in the lead. Thank you, Cottonwood Salon, for your sponsorship on today's game.
Matt, one thing that we always talk about the next goal and how critical it is. For the Junior Mavericks, they had the 1-goal lead this morning, couldn't build on it. Now, let's see if they can maybe get that 2-goal lead, get that extra advantage, and see if maybe they can put a little distance between this team, keep them from hanging around.
A dangerous face-off drop, goes towards the middle and then bounces off the boards and goes towards the middle again here in Omaha territory. Ike up to Heater. Heater able to get it out. Sturba can't poke check it to keep the momentum going the offensive way. Davis does, though. Gets it up to Sturba. Sturba soft dump off the boards. He's going to get it in deep. Heater with a little too much momentum there is going to lose his ground. And now we go into a corner battle with 5 players battling for the puck. Heater using his feet. Cyclones pop out with it behind their own net. Nice job by Jack Davis to use his legs and stir up a clearing pass. Cross ice pass by Cyclones, and they get it out of the zone. They dump it in deep and on the chase. Ike pinches behind his net, gets the turnover, soft tap up to Sturba. Sturba, nice long pass up to Heater. He just can't quite handle it. Cyclones fire it back in deep. The boss behind his goal line, ringing around the boards to Sturba. Sturba, that one looked like it came out of the zone, but they're not going to call the offside. Sturba able to clear it. Vinny pokes it ahead. He's got a race to it. Ike backing him up. Ike forced to the corner, still in control. A little bit of skating momentum. Mohawking behind, clears across ice to Heater. Heater from the top of the circle fires right into the chest of the goaltender. Jack Davis stabbing at that one, gets pushed away. 5:41 remain in the second period. 1-0, your Mavericks in the lead of Game 2 of Mad City.
Again, Matt, the forwards continue to fill in well for the defensemen when they move into the play like that. Vinny Heater doing it that time and able to get off a good testing shot. No rebound from the goaltender that time, but that's what you want to do when you're back there.
Good heads-up, smart hockey there, Dave. Allers got tied up, trying to pinch his guy on the face-off win. Look at that hustle by Paxton Schneider. Stirs it up and creates an offsides there as Cyclones were bullying their way into Omaha territory. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off once again, 5:30 left in the second period. Same legs remain on the ice, T-squared, Allers. Paxton Schneider on the left wing. We've got Fleming and Nandy on defense. Shot on goal by T-squared from the short wall, and the goalie's going to attack after the whistle as Allers went in there to try and attack a rebound. Oh, shit. Can you take over for a second?
All right, we have an inhaler issue where Ivan, and so Matt's going to take care of that. I'll take over on the play-by-play until he gets
Can
back.
you run it over to him?
Offensive zone face-off upcoming. And after his performance in the morning game, my son Will has become public enemy number one. He is getting worked over more often than not on... You can go right down through there and then around.
Can I get to Jake?
Yeah.
Shit. I don't have one. I left it in the room.
Referee's talking things over, and I'm not sure what it is that they are.
I took my mic off. Inhaler. Do you have one?
Yeah, there's one in Will's bag down in the room. I think they're in room 9. Sorry, folks, we're trying to deal with that medical issue. Yeah, it's in 9 in Will's striped bag. In his striped bag. For some reason, so Will got a penalty out of that, and Geneva's got a power play. So it'll be Stoney out for this face-off draw. Just got it to the blue line, but not out. The dump in goes off of Fleming. And it's controlled by Geneva. Good work by Tremaine to keep things fouled up. Centering feed rattles off of Nandor's skate. This one sent toward the cage. Oh, and Rosie able to sprawl across and deny the tuck-in chance there on that near post. Here's Fleming trying to free himself from the forecheckers. This one played around the wall, and a good job there by Tremaine to send it out to center ice. Tremaine trying to kill time. Left it off for Fleming, and now here's Stoney back up shorthanded. Stoney will send it in as they wave off the icing call. Down to 1:15 to go in this power play for Geneva. Geneva bringing it back on, slowly through center ice. Nandy doing a good job of standing things up at the blue line. That puck finally squirts through him. And George Nandor will take over. Got it for Tremaine, and Tremaine will backhand this one slowly back into the Geneva end as we're under a minute now to go in that penalty to Will. Did not see what the penalty was for. He's been dishing out snow showers, so that may be some of it. Geneva enters the offensive zone, broken up by Stonebreaker, and that puck will just drift over the blue line to center ice. Junior Mavericks have done a good job of keeping Geneva from really getting anything going here. Tremaine after his man, walking through traffic, sharp angle shot, and that one answered by Rosie. Here is Fleming up the glass, and this one will squib back into the Geneva end. Final 20 now winking away on this penalty kill, and the coach is hollering for the Mavericks to get fresh players out there. Good steal there, and here's Vinny marching in shorthanded. Vinny trying to pull it to the forehand, gets the shot, and the save made, but he's drawn a penalty. That will wash out the final 8 seconds of the Geneva power play. Matt, I'm going to hand it back to you.
3:30 left in the second period. 1-0, Mavericks still in the lead. Peter, Ike, Jack Davis out there for offense. It's like Bears coming out on defense here with Keeney. Oh, Davis is going, Davis and Ike are going back in. Here we'll have a 4-on-4 hockey for another 8 seconds. And then Mavericks go on a power play?
Yes.
So Mavericks will get a nice long power play here in 8 seconds. Face-off drop, Peter battling for his own win along the boards. Bear dumps it in deep. Out comes Hollers off the penalty box. We're 5-on-4. Mavericks power play. Cyclones get it out of the zone. A loose puck race. Keeney ties up his person. Cyclones get their own rebound though. Puck trickling deeper into Maverick territory before it's out of control in the corner. Sturba getting bodied along the short wall, and that's going to be an interference or cross check from behind. So Sturba didn't even have the puck yet. So we'll have a 5-on-3 power play for your Omaha Mavericks with 3 minutes left in the second period.
Well, each team now with a 5-on-3 power play, Matt, and we'll see if the Mavericks can take advantage and stretch their lead.
Nice job by Sturba to draw the penalty there and be in the way of the puck. Using the big body to pinch it and stop the momentum of that puck trying to get out of the zone or go straight to the defensive point on the blue line. That's where they get a lot of dangerous shots. I know that's where the Mavs do. So Sturba pinches it, and as the puck was kind of slowly getting to him, he got a cross check from behind before it could even get to him. So good call on that cross check. Could have been an interference because the puck wasn't even to him yet, I feel. We got a timeout by...
I think Geneva took its timeout. Their coach is the one who's out there on the ice really admonishing his team or trying to urge them on in some way, shape, or form.
I'm going to say this timeout's brought to you by Cottonwood Salon
Sure it
and
is.
Suite.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Cottonwood Salon and Suite, for your good luck today so far in the game. We're nearing... What are we nearing? The end of the second period. We're nearing the end of the second period here with a lead and some strong play by the Omaha Mavericks. So let me tell you this. If this doesn't show you that sponsorship deals bring good luck to our Omaha Mavericks, I don't know what does. So
get that right.
Out come the boys as the timeout time expires, and Rosie will make his way back to the crease between the pipes to keep defending and doing a great job.
92 seconds of 5-on-3 power play time, Matt, for the Junior Mavericks.
I am ready to see the Mavericks shine in this 5-on-3 opportunity here.
Gotta move your feet though. Don't take it lightly. Really take control out there.
The Bear, Jack Davis, Allers fires off the mask into the netting, off the elbow into the netting. Nice job. Allers had a chance to really line up his shot, and he shot for that top circle. Goalie did a good job of lifting that blocker up and deflecting it. Another face-off drop here. Cyclones get it in the corner, quickly pinched by Sturba and Allers. 5 men in the corner. This is a benefit for the Cyclones, but out comes Heater. Heater back to the Fleming. Fleming pitchforks it in deep. Allers hustling, can't quite get there first. Cyclones fire it all the way down. That one's crossing the goal line and stopping the play with 2:32 left in the second period. And face-off back in Cyclone territory. Nice job in the face-off circle there by Allers to keep the pressure on and winning some drops. Out comes Wyatt Tremaine, Roman Stonebreaker. Jack Davis on offense, a neutral win that Jack almost got a hold of. Pass comes back to Stonebreaker. Cross ice to Keeney. Back to Stonebreaker. Stonebreaker mishandles it slightly. He's still got time. Up to Snyder, I believe that is. Fires from the blue line. Rebound. Tremaine couldn't quite get to it. Tremaine in the circle. Over to Stonebreaker. Stonebreaker fires. Disrupted. Rebound. Jack couldn't quite get on it, but he's trying to battle behind the net for it now. Cyclones ringing around the boards. Easily out to Keeney. Keeney, top of the circle. Wrister goes behind the net. Schneider now playing Gretzky style behind the net. Feed to the middle. Jack Davis couldn't quite get the rebound. Tied up behind the net once again. Here comes Jack Davis playing it loose. Right behind to the corner. Now out to Keeney. Keeney, blue line.
That's it, walking in.
Fakes the pass. Top of the circle. Taking a minute, fires towards the middle, almost got it to Schneider. Schneider in the corner.
5-on-4 now.
Coming up the short wall. 5-on-4 hockey as one penalty expired for the Cyclones. Jack Davis in the corner, over to Schneider in the corner. Back to Jack, backing up to the middle. Play stops for an unknown reason. Net came
Yes.
off its mooring. I think the goalie was forcefully trying to protect that side of the net as Jack Davis was just using the old truck driver backup strategy to get his way into the crease. That stopped the play at 1:17 left in the second period. And fresh legs are Allers, Taz, and Courtright.
15 to go in this 5-on-4.
Ike,
Ike
the
and
boss on defense. Courtright from outside shoots, big save, still bouncing. Taz there for the rebound. Goalie ends up with the freeze with his trapper. 8 seconds left in the penalty.
Today, I'll tell you what, Taz has done a good job of being around the net, always kind of looking for that loose puck, hawking those loose pucks, trying to poke some rebounds in.
Another face-off in Cyclone territory. Allers, nice clean win back to Ike. Ike loses control. Cyclones poke check it through the neutral zone. A breakaway opportunity. Shoot and score. As the last couple seconds tick off that power play, a fumbled sidestep by Ike created a turnover and some fast feet by Geneva Cyclones to tie this game up with 59 seconds left in the second period.
Well, and you got to be careful if you're Boston Gas, too. You don't want to pull the guy down because all of a sudden you risk giving the other team a penalty shot. So he did everything he could trying to keep up with a player who had a step on him and just able to fake out Rosie and get off that shot that led to a goal and a tie game.
Stoney won the face-off, but then got it turned over as he got across the blue line. Cyclones pick it up and start making their way into offensive territory. Shot from the top of the circle and a nice glove save by Rosie.
Matt, hockey can be a cruel game. You could do such a good job on a power play like the Mavericks did, had so many good chances, and it just takes one little miscue and the puck ends up in the back of your net.
So we're back to even play here at Mad City. The face-off drops in Omaha territory. Cyclones, big shot on goal from the dot. Rosie with another fantastic save, and Peter pokes it out of the zone. Cyclones pitchfork it out of their territory. Nice job to tie it up right in front of the Mavs bench. Sturba comes in with a shoulder to help stand up for Stoney. A mishandle by Nandor again by our defense there, and that created a shot well high and wide of the net. A little tie up on the short wall. Puck comes popping out. Roman Stonebreaker making his way through the neutral zone right as the buzzer ends the second period. We're all even, 1-1 after 2 periods here at the Game 2 Mad City Classic tournament. And man, that was an unfortunate turn of events. We spent 2 minutes of just pure attack and face-offs in the offensive zone, only to have one miscue right at the blue line that created a breakaway opportunity that Cyclones were able to capitalize on.
Well, it all comes down to 1 period, just like our game this morning. Mavericks had a 1-1 tie against a team from Rockford, Illinois. And now the question is, can they find that punch through, that one that gets them the lead and perhaps they can hold on to? Maybe they get more. This goaltender's made some good saves for Geneva here in this game today, as has Rosie, and it's another very evenly played game, Matt. I think when you look at the Rockford game, that was a fairly evenly played game. We had probably the better of the scoring chances, a little better of the territorial play. So far, for the first couple of periods, we probably had the better territorial play against this team as well, but unfortunately just unable to finish some of our scoring chances.
I'm going to give the judges' cards to Omaha for the time on attack for this one. So far, I wouldn't say we're really necessarily out shooting them a tremendous amount, but we are controlling the game and keeping the puck on this half of the ice. I don't know if you at home or even Dave was able to see Beast, but he's in a good mood out there. He was out there doing the YMCA and firing his boys up, so let's go Mavs. Schneider, Davis. And T-squared out on offense. The neutral face-off win moves ahead and gives Jack Davis a shooting opportunity from the blue line from far out. And now we'll get another face-off in Cyclone territory. T-squared, Jack Davis and Paxton Schneider on the face-off drop with the Bear and Keeney on D. Cyclones with the pop fly to get it out of territory. Keeney calls it. He's got attackers. Bounces it behind the boards around his own net. T-squared picks it up on the short wall. The blind backhander can't quite get out of the zone. T-squared forced to go get it again from the blue line, from the goal line. Rings it around the boards. Big hit by Jack Davis.
What are we calling there? He didn't hit the wall. What are we calling? Cross check? Cross check.
I don't think that was a cross check. His stick was on the, he was holding his stick with one hand. His arms did come up for the push, but he was holding his stick with one hand.
I think he thought that player was going to go head first into the wall. He didn't. And so he realized after he blew the whistle, he had to call something. That's just me trying to get into the referee's head.
5-on-4 Mavericks shorthanded. 12:30 left in the game. 1-1 the score. Face off in Maverick territory. Clean win back to Cyclone. Shot! Deflected wide of the net. Mavs on the penalty kill here. Cyclones controlling the puck from the corner. Feed to the middle. Gets past everybody. Comes out to the neutral zone. Defense loses his stick. Stonebreaker picks it up. 2-on-1. Stonebreaker shot. Save. Rebound picked up by Cyclones. A good short-handed scoring opportunity for the Mavs. Cyclones passing it through neutral zone. Nice stir up by Wyatt Tremaine. Stalls it out in the neutral zone momentarily before Cyclones are able to pass it ahead again. Nice stir up by Stonebreaker this time. Ike. Skating, circling in his own territory, passes it up the short wall. Blue line defense keeps it in. Shot from the blue line, and then another rebound shot goes off the side of the net.
That was Abram Keeney saving the goal there.
Got lucky. Keeney tied up the shooter just enough for the shot to go off the side of the net. Another long bomb pass from Cyclone's end of the ice out to the neutral zone. Aller doing a good job with the forecheck, dodging a couple hits. Aller's short-handed, gains offensive territory. Cross ice to the middle from the dot, fires, and a big save by the Cyclone Tendy. Stones Allers, as he did a great job on a solo attack, creating a turnover, gaining the zone, and finishing with a solid shot on goal.
And an offensive zone faceoff, keeping Geneva a long way from the goal they're trying to shoot at.
Allers wins his own faceoff, trickles it towards the net. Cyclones pick it up behind. 38 seconds left in the power play for the Cyclones. Allers comes in, ties up his man, creates an offsides.
That whole play thrown offside by a terrific back check from Will that made everybody kind of hold up there. And more time killed off the clock.
Probably could have called a hook the way he just lifted and held that stick up in the air, but nonetheless, no call. Good breakup on the offensive charge. Allers will stay out. Pokes it behind his centerman. Vinny tried to take the charge. Gets tangled up with defense. Cyclones a little back and forth in the neutral zone here as Heater and Allers doing a great job of stumbling up. Big shot on goal. Rosie with a neck guard and chest save on that one. Stood up and stopped it with ease. Freezes the puck with 10:43 left in the game. 1-1 your score. Thank you, Cottonwood Salon, for your sponsorship today. Allers kicks it ahead, quickly comes back.
Nice outlet.
Nice job by Nandor to get it over to Heater. Heater, outnumbered by defense, gets bodied at the blue line, but got the puck in offensive territory. We're 5-on-5, even strength hockey, as the Maverick Courtright comes off the bench. And here comes a 2-on-2. Heater pokes it ahead to Stoney. Stoney tried to get it off from the boards behind, back to Heater. Courtright trying to tangle up his man. Courtright couldn't quite stick handle pass. Nandor now to Courtright. It's a soft shot towards the net. And the goalie's able to glove and freeze that one with 10:05 left in the game. Nice attack by the Omaha Mavericks. And another face-off in Cyclone territory. Stoney, Taz, Courtright on offense. The Bear and Keeney on defense. Cyclone with a face-off win. They circle behind their own, ringing along the boards. Keeney's there to stop it at the blue line. Can he keep it in? For the moment, tangled up in his feet. 2-on-2 tie-up there at the blue line. Cyclones pop it off the wall. They push it out to the red line, and now Keeney turns it over. Pushes it ahead to Courtright. He has to chase. Can Courtright turn it over? He does. but it goes behind the net. Court right. Sauces it out through the crease. Nobody was there. Cyclones batted away. Keeney picks it up in neutral zone. Tries to pitchfork it backhand in front of his bench to stir it up. Cyclones pick it up. Poke checked away by the Bear. A little back and forth here, but here comes Mavericks out of their territory. Court right, the kick and poke. Can it come up to Stoney? Almost, but just out of reach. Cyclones from their own blue line. Nice job by Taz to keep that
quick change, boys.
going back the other way. Cyclones now through the neutral zone. Shot. Big kick saved by Stoney to the corner. Keeney ties up his man on the short wall. Nice job using his feet to keep the momentum of the puck going. Comes out to Snyder. Snyder, 2-on-2 as he breaks offensive territory. From the dot, fires right into the chest of the goalie. Loose puck. And the referee will stop the play. A tripping behind the play.
That's going to go to Geneva. We had control of the puck.
2 minutes. Tripping. Cyclones. Mavericks. Power play with 8:47 left in the third period. 1-1 the score. Face-off coming in Cyclone territory. Your offense for this power play unit is going to be?
You got Tremaine, Stoney, Paxson, Jack, and Fleming. So 4 forwards and a defenseman.
The batted face-off drop just trickles to the goal.
Matt, and I can't stress this anymore. With 8:44 to go in the third period, the Mavericks have to get to loose pucks. They've got to win those loose puck battles.
That trickler. Here comes Schneider. Fires right off the goalie. Puck comes batted out to the blue line. Stoney's there at the blue line. He's got a minute. Pushes it to Jack. Jack on the short wall getting muscled off the puck. A pop fly out of the zone, and Stoney has the hustle to it in his own end. 1:35 left in the power play. He goes over to Fleming. Fleming loses control slightly for a minute. Backhands it blindly up to Tremaine. Tremaine goes long ice to Paxson just out of reach. Cyclones pick it up and circle behind their own.
Cover the wall.
They go around the short wall. Comes loose out to Fleming. Fires, and that one gets deflected well high and wide. Stoney hustling up from the blue line to poke it in deep. Comes back out to Fleming. Fleming fires. Big kick save to the corner. Fleming gonna hustle to keep it in. He does. Jack Davis comes in to help. Wyatt Tremaine keeps it from coming out. Fire from the blue line. That one got kicked to the side. Puck tied up behind. Tangled up in some feet. Heater trips over it a little bit. Cyclones trying to get it out.
There you go.
Fleming puts the brakes on that one. Fishes it up the short wall. Tremaine getting bodied off at the short wall. Regains control. Tremaine coming off the boards. Tries to feed the crease. Right into the goalie's glove. 7:28 left in the game. 42 seconds left in the penalty. And the power play for the Omaha Mavericks. Thank you, Cottonwood Salon, for your sponsorship and supporting the Omaha Junior Mavericks. Sturba, Allers, Heater out on this power play face-off drop with
That's a Bear and Abram
Keeney on defense. We're in Cyclone territory. Aller clean win back to Bear. Bear soft touch over to Keeney. Center, blue line, soft touch to Sturba. Sturba feeds the middle. Oh, that was right on goal. Goalie easily sticks and saves that one.
And again, we can't get picked off there in the middle of the net or in the middle of the slot. Got to find a way to get in front and get a poke at that rebound.
Crash the net. Keep your
Crash
feet
the net.
moving.
Yep.
7:19 left in the game. Same legs remain on the ice. Aller's doing a good job with these wins. Wins it back to Sturbs. Sturbs dumps it in deep. Heater. Sturbs rings it back to Sturbs. Sturbs got a minute in the corner. Looking, trying to feed the slot. Puck comes batting and whirling out of the zone. Keeney coming down for it. Rosie's forced to make the play on it as it was on net, and he's going to freeze the play with exactly 7 minutes left in the game. 13 seconds left in the power play for your Omaha Mavericks. Out come Courtright, Taz, and Stoney for offense. The boss and Nandy on defense. This face-off drop is going to be in Omaha territory this time. A flung puck drop, and Stoney wins his own face-off. Couldn't quite skate it out of the zone. Ikey's back. Sorry, that's not Nandy, that's Ikey. Ikey, nice centering pass up to Courtright. Couldn't quite handle it in his feet. Cyclones trying to pass it through the neutral zone, interrupted by Stoney. Cyclones forced to reset. 3 attacking Mavericks, stirring it up on the blue line, but now Cyclones skating it through the neutral zone. Beautiful back check by Schneider. Cyclones fire it the other way. Ike able to maintain control. He gets bodied down from behind at the red line. Cyclones gain offensive territory. They dump and change. Stoney picks it up at his goal line. He gets bodied off the puck slightly, but then he's able to ring it around. Courtright and Boss hustle to it. Courtright gets bodied off. Loose puck, pushed back to the short wall. Boss and Courtright playing along the short wall there as 2-on-2 battle continues. Courtright
Right out.
along the wall, gets poke check, stalls out at the red line, pushes the puck into offensive territory and goes for the change. Cyclones circle behind their own net. 5:50 left in the game. Fresh legs are Jack Davis. T-square turns it over on the blue line. A breakaway shot. Save. Jack Davis shot. Save. Geneva picks it up and circles behind their own net. Here comes a turnover. Wyatt Tremaine picks it up. Fires. Big save by the Tendy again. Jack Davis hustling for it. Ike stops it for a moment, but now Cyclones gain territory.
Great back check by T-squared.
At the blue line, T-square feeds it out. Tied up at the blue line, poke check back out of the zone. Here comes Jack Davis. Getting territory, dumps it in deep. T-squared out of gas. He's trying to get there, but we've got some tired Mavs as defense goes for a change. Fleming and Nandor
Take your time.
pick it up in neutral zone. Fleming goes cross ice. Looked like an interference on Wyatt Tremaine, but no call. Cyclones pop fly it through the neutral zone. Fleming forced a foot chase back into his own territory. Picks it up on the short wall, circles behind his own with an attacker, goes off the glass, comes out to neutral zone. Cyclones clear, then regain offensive territory. From the dot, fire, blocker save from Rosie, rebound, and it's batted away. Benny Heater skating out of the zone, pushes it ahead to T-squared, and that one got past everybody. Icing is the call. I question whether that was icing or not. 4:22 left in the game. A lot of back and forth here.
This Geneva goaltender's keeping his team in the game.
He sure is. A lot of shots directly in the chest, but nonetheless, a lot of shots on goal by the Omaha Mavericks there in that last 2 shifts. 1-1's the score. Allers. How about Allers in the face-off circle? This guy's winning them clean, nonstop, back to his teammates, which is a big deal in making a difference on the momentum of this game.
Don't jinx him.
Sturba, Heater, Allers on offense. I've got
Then you got Bear.
Fleming.
No, I'm sorry, Fleming. Yes, Fleming and Nandy.
Fleming and Nandor on defense. Quick conversation at the bench with the referee. Face-off drop about to occur in Omaha territory. Allers didn't win that one. I jinxed him. It came back to the blue line towards the goal. A backhander that goes wide. Picked up on the short wall. Fed out to the blue line. Sturba stirred it up for a minute, but Cyclones keep it in. Tried to shake and bake, and it's turned over. Heater. Nice! Sauce ahead to Allers. Allers in a foot race. Loses control. Heater picks it up in the corner. Sauce across the middle.
Right there.
And bounces over Sturba's stick, who was in the crease. Now behind. Allers. Shake and bake in the corner, loses control. Cyclones push it off the wall, comes out to Fleming. Fleming fires just wide of the net. Forces Nandor to play it at the other side. Cyclones tap it out of the zone. In comes Fleming. Plays it ahead to Sturba. Sturba bats it in hard, goes for the change. Cyclones pick it up below their goal line. Allers tries to wrap around, comes back out to Fleming, fires. That one deflected high and over. Nandor tried to play it at the short wall, and that one got tipped up into the netting, and that'll stop the play now with 3:17 left in the game. 1-1 the score. Thank you, Cottonwoods Salon, for your support. Courtright, Stonebreaker, Wyatt Tremaine on offense. The Bear and Keeney on defense. Face-off drop, Cyclone territory. Cyclone get the face-off win. Ring it hard around behind their own net. Bear keeps it in deep. Courtright on the attack. They return it back out to Bear. This one gets past Bear, a foot race. Bear stops it, tries to fire it ahead. Bear exchanges some words with a late hit. No call. Cyclones bring it out to Bear. This time he'll go cross ice to Wyatt. Wyatt gets stood up. Up comes Stoney. Top of the circle, fires. Big save. Rebound gets hit hard to the corner. Stoney behind the goal line. Trying to backhand it out to the slot. Nothing but Cyclones there to skate it out of their zone. Cyclones with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Gain territory. Loose puck in Mavericks end. Cyclones get there first. They try to feed the middle. Courtright's the only skater there to pick it up. Courtright tries to feed the middle.
Play.
Tremaine will just tap it ahead as Courtright goes for the change. Tremaine trying to forecheck, but Cyclones gaining speed to come out of their own territory. Working their way, run into their own player. Foils the breakout attempt, and we got an injured player as the communication was lost, and a defenseman was trying to go coast to coast and destroyed by his own player right at the center dot.
What a huge break for the Junior Mavericks there. That player was coming up with speed, and he had some room to be able to maneuver through, and just got his signals crossed with his own man, and the collision blew the whole play up.
You see it in professional hockey sometimes too, Dave. It just happens.
Guys are moving so fast.
Friendly
Sometimes
fire.
you zig instead of zag, and that leads to a collision with your own guy.
Jack Davis, T squared. Paxton Schneider on the faceoff drop. Cyclones bully it ahead into offense territory. A poke check and then a rapid wrist shot that Rosie quick saves to the corner. Pushed up the short wall. Paxton, foot race into the neutral zone. Foiled pass ahead. Paxton picks it up at the blue line. Tries to pitchfork it in.
Nice
creates
job.
a turnover. Paxton still moving his feet. Getting bullied off the puck. Cyclones feed it all the way down. Fleming's the man who picks it up as he comes off the bench. Fleming.
What? That's 5. We only had 5. That was not too many men. There was never 6 out there. That was 5.
No, they stopped the play.
That was 5. 5 on 5, ref. Just because the other team's fans were screaming for it doesn't mean anything. That was 5 on 5. Inadvertent whistle, take it to center ice. Let's go. That was always 5. Do not call this penalty.
Just because the door's open doesn't mean the man's there.
We did not have the guy out. It was a slow change. We actually didn't have. That was 5 on 5, guys. Wait, let's go to a replay. Oh, wait, we can't. We're live. We don't have a replay machine.
Kind of.
Well, yeah, I guess we got it over here.
Oh, this is not a penalty.
Oh, no.
This is not a penalty.
They're really going to call this. This is a detrimental power play with 1:37 left in the game. Why?
Taz had to be helped to the penalty box to serve that penalty. I don't know whether he got hurt earlier on in the game and we just missed it. We haven't seen him out there for a couple of shifts.
Five on 4 power play for the Geneva Cyclones.
Well, they got 5. We got 5 guys out there.
1:37 left in the game. 1-1 the score. Face off in Mav territory.
So Geneva with a power play to finish the game.
Fleming fires it all the way down. The icing is waved off.
It broke off their defenseman.
Wyatt Tremaine back on the attack. Can't quite steal it. Loose pass comes out to neutral zone. Nandy picks it up at the red line, returns it back deep into Cyclone territory. Wyatt going in for the turnover. Stonebreaker with the help. Creating a turnover there as a little bit of slow-moving feet here in the last minute of the play. Mavericks keeping it deep on a short-handed. Trickles out in front of the net as it went behind. And that freezes the play.
Great work by those guys.
Man, it looks like it's moving in slow motion, but at least they're keeping it into the zone.
Yep.
The momentum was kind of broken there by that last penalty. Fleming and Nandor stay out on defense. Stoney and Tremaine stay out on offense. Cyclones with a face-off win. Fleming keeps it in. Now puck kicked out of the zone. Fleming quickly back checks to keep the puck out of offensive territory. Cyclones firing all the way
that's a
down.
nice.
That should be an icing. And it is. 40 seconds now left in the game. 1-1 your score. Fresh legs come out are Allers and
Vinny?
no, that's 27. That's
Oh, that's
Paxton
Paxton.
Schneider.
Yep.
Nandor and Fleming remain on defense. This faceoff is in Cyclone territory. Mavericks still short-handed for the remainder of the game, which is 35 seconds. Puck gets rung around behind Cyclone's net. Allers doing a good job of tying up his man, but Cyclones bring it off the boards, cross the middle. Schneider now back checking. Allers trying to turn it over. Nandor picks it up at the red line. Nothing coming out of this Cyclone power play unit as
15 seconds.
they're unable to cross the red line this whole time. Fleming picks it up at the blue line. Circles back in the neutral zone. Backhanded pitchfork deep into offensive territory. Allers comes in, lays a hit, creating a stir up to keep the puck in the offensive zone for the entire remainder of that game. Buzzer sounds and we'll have 2 ties for the Omaha Mavericks. No losses today. Today in Mad City for the Omaha Mavericks, but no wins either. So we'll have 2 ties and better than a loss. I mean,
Geneva better give extra thanks to its goaltender. Man alive, did he keep this one close.
once again, the amount of pressure and shots that came from the Omaha Mavericks, the effort's there. The effort is there. Tremendous job by Rosie. Way to go with a lot of shots that came right at his neck and upper chest.
Yeah, back-to-back solid performances by the Junior Maverick goalies today. First Beast in the opener, and now Rosie here this afternoon.
Kudos. And Jacob Courtwright with a phenomenal poke check and breakaway attempt to give the Mavericks their only goal for this game. Low scoring hurts in these tournaments, and ties kind of hurt in these tournaments.
Well, the low scoring hurts because a lot of times it's total goals and goal differential that's used to break some of these ties. So for the Junior Mavericks right now, they've got 2 goals for and 2 goals against, so they're dead even. And then tomorrow, well, perhaps a chance to punch more than one through in their final game of pool play.
Well, a little bit of bad luck again by the refereeing. Had to finish the game shorthanded, but what a job by that entire shorthanded penalty killing unit at the end of the game. Their power play didn't cross the red line in the last minute and 45 of that game. Kudos and way to go to the Omaha Mavericks shorthanded penalty kill units. Both. They had line changes, and both lines kept it on the offensive side of the ice.
Stoney, Wyatt Tremaine, Paxton Schneider, Will, those guys were on that puck over and over again, and they were able to keep Geneva from getting anything going, as you said, Bat. Just a terrific play, and the defense really backed them up well. They made smart plays on the regroups in the neutral ice, got to the red line, dumped it in, and made Geneva go back and get it. That played into our hands from a forechecking standpoint. Unfortunately, we were a man short and didn't have a chance to mount the kind of offensive attack we would have liked. But a 1-1 tie, as you noted, is not a loss. And so 2 ties to the credit of the Omaha Junior Mavericks Red here this afternoon.
I'm going to say we're getting good luck by our sponsorship. So we need some more sponsorship opportunities here.
The more the better.
If you're willing to make a donation of any nature, we don't even need to put your logo or name out on the broadcast. If you'd just like to make a monetary donation to support the club, and pay for tournament registrations, we greatly appreciate those opportunities. Thank you for Cottonwood Salon for giving us this sponsorship today and bringing that good juju, and hopefully we go in tomorrow morning. Oh my gosh, you want to talk about tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, it's going to be like watching Premier League soccer. You have to get up early because the game is at 6:30 Central Time. So if you're watching from the Mountain Time Zone or the Pacific Time Zone, we feel bad for you. We feel bad for ourselves, and we are, we don't have to get up as early as you will. But anyway, 6:30 Central Time tomorrow. That'll be the game against, I'm drawing a blank. It's the Falcons. Anyway, it's the Falcons of The word that's coming to mind is Fremont, but it's not Fremont. It's there you go, Highland Park. Highland Park Falcons tomorrow here at 6:30, and we'd like to invite you to join us for that one, the early bird special. Our thanks again this afternoon to Chase Newcomer for being our statistician on the broadcast. He always does such a terrific job.